Mr. Secretary, we'll start off with you. Your full statements will be included in the record without objection. We ask you to synthesize it to around 5 minutes so then we can then have a good conversation.
Well, thank you, Chairman Menendez and Ranking Member Corker and all the other members of this committee for this opportunity to speak to you today about labor issues in Bangladesh. I'm very honored to join my colleagues Eric Beale and Louis Koresh before this committee today. Mr. Chairman, as you said, engagement on labor issues is part of our broad and expanding partnership with Bangladesh's government and its people. Bangladesh works closely with us on all of the President's signature development initiatives in climate, health, and food security, and in encouraging greater regional integration and connectivity. In the past 2 decades, as you remarked in your very constructive op-ed, Bangladesh has made remarkable development progress, in part because of the growth of its ready-made garment sector. Despite the benefits the industry has brought, however, the tragedies at Rana Plaza and Tazreen Fashions have made clear that significant challenges remain. Our goal is to help Bangladesh continue to build on its economic achievements, but to do so in a way that ensures the growth of its export sector does not come at the expense of safe and healthy working conditions. We believe 3 key reforms are particularly important to improving labor rights and conditions in Bangladesh: guaranteeing workers' rights to organize, guaranteeing fire safety, and ensuring structural soundness of factories and other facilities. Last month, Secretary Kerry underscored to Bangladeshi Foreign Minister Moni that the recent tragedies and weak progress on labor rights and safety had undermined the Bangladesh brand and placed the country's future development at risk. He urged Bangladesh to make transformative and sustainable improvements in worker rights and working conditions. He pressed for further labor union registrations and the enactment of amendments to the labor law that will address freedom of association and worker safety. These changes would enable the International Labor Organization and the International Finance Corporation to launch a better work program for the garment industry in Bangladesh that would lead to still more improvements. We hope that these changes will be enacted by Parliament before the end of this month. We are seeing some results of our advocacy. 27 trade unions registered since September of 2012, the signing of a comprehensive fire safety plan, and a Bangladeshi commitment to dramatically increase the number of government labor inspectors. We've also engaged U.S. companies sourcing from Bangladesh. On May 8th, Special Representative for International Labor Affairs Barbara Shaler and I, along with colleagues from USTR and the Department of Labor, organized a conference call with U.S. buyers. And we urged them to coordinate efforts with each other and with European counterparts to communicate their concerns about labor conditions to key officials in Bangladesh and to provide assistance to independent safety and fire inspectors. We shared our best practices for companies operating in Bangladesh, which I have submitted along with my written statement. Mr. Chairman, Bangladesh is now at a critical moment in its history. Last week, Ambassador Mazina met with leaders in a recently formed union in the garment industry, one of the 27 unions that I mentioned. These workers highlighted their successful efforts since forming the union to improve factory floor conditions, such as obtaining potable water, a clean lunchroom, the removal of electrical hazards, and the unblocking of exit stairwells. Their efforts show the potential for a broader sea change in Bangladesh's approach to labor issues. But much more work needs to be done. Our hope is that Bangladesh will seize the current moment to strengthen labor rights and improve working conditions. This administration wants to see Bangladesh succeed, and we will remain engaged with all the relevant actors, both here and overseas, to support those efforts. So again, I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your interest in this important endeavor, and I look forward to taking your questions.